Sugar Ray Robinson had to come out of retirement at 55 to settle a debt with the IRS, and even Mike Tyson. But what's so disappointing with me, Skip? Floyd Mayweather has gone through this before. What is it that you don't get? And I'm even more disappointed because you're on Instagram and on Twitter flaunting your opulence. You got bales and bales of money. You might have 30, 40 racks up in front of you. You got Bugattis and Enzo Ferraris and private jets and yachts, and you big ballers. And you won't cut these people their money? Now, Skip, I believe that he would have taken this fight anyway. It's hard to turn down $200, $300 million, Skip. But it looks to me that a major driving force between him, because I always thought it was Conor that wanted the fight. He wanted the big payday.
Yeah.
But deep down, Floyd needed this payday because he got himself a score. And let me tell you how the IRS works, Skip.
Do you have experience?
I have experience with them, okay? Experience. What they like to do, if you owe them, they're not going to send you a letter right away. They like that thing to occur.
Like that shit to build up.
Like 7%, 8%. Because they don't, because Skip, they know like, oh, he can pay it right now. No, he forgot. Let's see if he can get it again the next year and the next year. And the next thing you know, the bill is so big, you either have to sell everything to make good, or they come and get everything. Now, you remember with Red Fox, he told a story that he was in trouble with the IRS. They took everything, even the Mickey Mouse watch on his wrist. That's how they do you, Skip. Skip, I had to pay a debt, Skip. It cost them more to send me the postage and the return letter that I was going to put that 37-cent and that $2 check in. But they wanted their paper. You know, Leon Helmsley, the great heiress in real estate.
And that's what it's about. People looking at it, especially more Floyd Mayweather hardcore fans, they're looking at it like it's like a small deal. And then I did what I call, or what's called a fluff piece on Floyd Mayweather yesterday when we talked about the subject. Look at my mouth. When we talked about it yesterday, and we talked about the good of the situation. As far as not that he's broke or going to be going broke, but it's a very alarming situation. It's like, yo, bro, like you've been through this before. And people acting like the IRS is not the IRS. So you don't fuck with them. The IRS has brought down criminal organizations that they couldn't pin murders on. It's like, oh, they're not paying taxes for that? Okay, oh yeah? Okay, DEA, CIA, FBI, we're going to give you some extra bread to go get that motherfucker. So it's like, it's going to get to a point like where the IRS, if this happens again, if it's not going to happen after Mayweather McGregor, that the IRS is going to be like, no, we're not waiting for you no more, bro. We taking the money straight off the top. It's bad. Like, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. Hold on. This is an important email. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. So we was just talking about yesterday in my live stream, like, what? On my live stream about what controversy is going to be at the press conference for Mayweather versus McGregor. The first one is today. The first one is at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And already on TMZ yesterday, right now it's the 11th, 10:27 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, July the 11th. And yesterday on TMZ, you know TMZ, had to catch up with Conor. Everybody's in on the money grab. They caught up with Conor, and he was like, Floyd Mayweather's got to pay his taxes. So we was talking about, like, what level of controversy is going to come out during this press tour. Let's say, for example, if you got the terror scale, where it's like from like fucking green to yellow to orange to red. Talking about the taxes is hot news because then Conor can be like, like, you fight me because you need to pay the IRS. He can go that route. He can go, because Mayweather can't really, like before, I was thinking, before the tax situation came, I said, okay, Mayweather can sun him on the microphone because, let's be honest, they're selling out venues for press conferences. Staples Center sold out. Barclays Center sold out. Toronto, they had to move to a bigger area. We don't know if that's sold out yet. I'm sure London is going to be sold out. So people are like, oh shit, the press conferences and the build-up is going to be the fight. So now Floyd Mayweather going in with the tax situation, right? Conor McGregor can say, oh, yo, like, listen, you need me to make this money, you know? He can go that whole route. Even though Floyd can say, yeah, you know, like, I'm making, you know, you a star in boxing and all that type of shit. Right now, Conor has the upper hand. So, but I still think that controversy level, like, people are already pissed that they don't want to pay $100 for this fight. It's been confirmed that it's $89.99 for standard definition and $99.95. You know, not $100 for high definition. August the 26th on Showtime pay-per-view. I guess they finally have. Yeah, you got to listen. No, not yet. I'm going to be up there in a minute. This is my pop, man. Like, he be having issues with, like, the remote control. Like, I was supposed to go up there and change the batteries for his remote control before I started this video. But anyway, to get back to the point where I was saying, you got, like, the tax issue. It's like, you know, like, hot, like, good news. Like, I mean, I'm talking about, like, controversy. It's good controversy. But Mayweather has so much more controversy above that. So I'm wondering, as the press tour goes on, because I pretty much feel that the tax issue is going to be brought up. Oh, by the way, we're going to be watching the press conference live here on the channel. I pretty much feel that that's going to be brought up. You know, so, but then what's going to happen when it goes to Toronto? Conor can't use the same material. So what if he goes to Miss Jackson? Some people were saying that he should come out, Conor should come out playing some T.I. or come out with T.I. and Nelly, right? Right? And what if he goes that route? How, like, you know, Floyd was crying on the radio, you know, about Miss Jackson. What if he goes that route? You know, or what if he just goes full, like, what if he goes full Ruben Guerrero? Like, beat that woman, beat her down. He beats his wife in front of his kids. You like that bullshit? That's bullshit, baby. He probably learned it from his dad. Like, what if he goes that route? You know? So we all know and we feel that the press conference is what's going to sell the fight, right? The press conference is what's going to sell the fight. So it's 4 of them. You know, you got today in Los Angeles. They're going to be playing it on Fox Sports. They're going to be playing it everywhere. Tomorrow, everywhere you go, everybody's going to be talking about it. Tomorrow, they're going to be in Toronto. Wednesday, they're going to be in Brooklyn. I'm going to be there. And no, Thursday, they're going to be in Brooklyn. I'm going to be there. And Friday, they're going to be in London. We're providing full coverage. God willing. We'll have our confirmation soon in the next hour or so. But let me say this, though. I do feel that there is some issues, right? Because these people are credible, you know, where they're not going to just say that Floyd Mayweather made 200 or 230 million, you know, in 2015. So it's like they have the paperwork, but they're not putting the paperwork out there. So I'm not one of those people who believe in mainstream media. I don't. But however, you have to think that the information that they do have, that this story is circulating around on all the major news publications. So if they're saying that Floyd Mayweather made 220 or 230 million, it varies. Then you have to think like, well, wait a minute. I thought that, you know, he made like 300-400 million off the Pacquiao fight. So what I'm saying is, you know, you have to really use your money and education. And let me just put this little disclaimer out there, by the way. I've learned over the years that me being a black man, it's just this thing going on. Like, even if I'm media or not, even if I've been through more shit than people out here can never, you know, hopefully never go through. You know, when you're a black man and you talk about Floyd Mayweather, and even if it's not in a negative light, if you're just being critical and if you're talking about the truth as a black man or a black person, then you're considered a coon. You see what I'm saying? So it's this weird thing. It's like, oh, why you talk about that? Why you won't let that brother eat? It's like, it's weird. You know, I never really understood it. You know? So the thing is, I'm one of the biggest Floyd Mayweather fans that there are. I purchased every single one of his fights since, like, he's first been on pay-per-view and watched them all multiple times. Floyd, I know more. I don't have to prove myself. The point I'm trying to make is Something is fishy about this situation. He didn't pay his tax. Come on, don't bullshit. It's looking like he didn't pay his taxes. He may have gave them the 26 million or whatever, but looking it up, you know, and just doing like just some research with all the discounts and you know deductions he get because he rich, he still look like he owe like another 50 or some shit. So it's like when you get that big chunk of money in your hands, pay your taxes off the top because we all listen. Do you not know the IRS don't fuck with nobody? The IRS gets everyone. They get everyone. And that's why when you say some shit like, oh, well, you know, Donald Trump, you know, ain't put his taxes out there. If he's doing something wrong, they're going to get his fucking ass. The IRS don't fuck around with nobody. I thought that was like common knowledge. Like in like life, don't fuck with the IRS. They will take everything. And then what they'll do is they'll make you think that you're going to get paid. And then they come in and swoop down. Take your check, fly off and shit. And there's nothing you can do. They've done that before the athletes. They've done that before the celebrities. Took criminals. One day you go to the bank, everything cool. You know, they can go in your motherfucking bank and let you be doing some money laundering or some shit. Or they look at, wait a minute, you made this much? How come this money ain't in the bank? Where's that? Oh, you got it in some fucking cave somewhere? So you're not going to let us count that money? Where's that? We want that money. So this is a big deal this athlete is in, and that's why people keep saying, yo, he's going to go broke one day. However, let's be honest, he has a lot of assets. And as he said, you know, or as he put out, those assets can't be turned into cash right away. Which is smart for somebody like him. It's smart for him to, like, you know, get as much money out of his hands as he possibly can when it's estimated that he spends $70 million+ a year. So even though he could be the highest paid athlete of all time, you know, still with those type of spending habits, it's just like, yo, bro. But athletes have this mentality where they always tell themselves, man, well, you know, I'll get another 3-year or 5-year contract. It's cool. Then they have a knee injury or some shit. They start thinking about that money they fucked up. Like, oh, shit. Now they trying to only give me half or, you know, 30% of what the contract would have been if I didn't get this knee injury. You know, same thing with fighters. It's always been known that a lot of them been coming back to fight for money. And even though Mayweather's making a lot of money for this fight, it's like, yo, bro, it's starting to look like, okay, put it this way. I feel that even if he wasn't in Texas, like, issues, he would have took the fight. Because it's like, I'm sorry. You may shit on the fight and everything like that, but if you're a human being and you have the skills that Mayweather has and you have the chance to fight somebody, you know, who has a 0-0 record with no boxing ability for 100+, at least $100+ million, what? You'd be a goddamn idiot not to take it. This is America. This is America. You'll be an idiot not to take that money. You're going to be like, no, I'm not fighting him. He's not a boxer. I don't care if I'm going to make $200 million, $100 million, $250 million. But it's a very, very, very complex situation. And that's why I'm researching it the way that I am, because of course you have when it comes to YouTube media, right? You have two groups of people. Well, you have three. You have a large group, right, who are heavy-duty Mayweather supporters, and they don't want to dare say that he's in tax issues or that the shit is alarming. They'll dance around it. You have another group who just like, he's going broke. Floyd Mayweather's going broke. You know, and not doing no type of like thorough research. They just reading shit like, oh, Floyd owed the IRS, and that's all they see. They just run with the videos. Then I feel I'm in that little group that it's like, okay, let's look at this shit and see what the fuck is really, really going on. But it looks bad, and we know that he has the money, you know, but it's like this, right? He may have the money, but they'll be like, okay, well, in order to get the money, you got to pull all your money out of this fucking stock or this fucking shit that you put together. You know? Or you got to fucking sell. You got a yacht, sell that yacht. Give us that. You know, we'll work with you. You know, give us some of that vacation property, something. So that's the situation I feel that Floyd is in, is that he got a bunch of shit, but the cash to be able to pay that bill is not there right now because it's tied up in other shit. So when it comes to the McGregor fight, the smart thing for him to do is when he get that check, pay the IRS off, and then be like, yo, what's the tax bill for this fight too? Don't try to come back and get me in like 2019 or some shit. Give him that bread, and then he'll be left with whatever, and he still got all this shit, and then he got to start thinking like, okay, all right, the taxes and everything is cool for the past, cool for this fight, and you know, I can coast. You know, but remember, you got to pay taxes every year. But it ain't gonna be like this big money tax bill because that Pacquiao tax was a check was a big ass check. You think the IRS wasn't looking? That they wasn't in the building looking like Birdman? You think they wasn't out there Birdman? Like, let's see if this motherfucker try that shit and not pay his taxes. You think they wasn't looking? Like, nah, we're not gonna get him now. No. You know, they probably was waiting like, oh, let's go get him. The head guy in charge probably was like, no, not now. He says he's going to retire this year. You think they don't know that his Showtime contract was up after that Birdo fight? You think they're not on his Instagram looking at the money phone and shit? You think they're not? Come on, people. Wake up. This is America. The IRS fucking destroyed the mob. Turned them all. If you really look at really who was on the top of everything, the fucking IRS destroyed the mafia in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Like, y'all not paying your taxes? Okay, we're gonna put money into the fucking police or the fucking whether it was drug enforcement, fucking CIA, fucking FBI, you know, racketeering and shit. We're gonna get all y'all stealing all these coats, all these cartons of cigarettes and shit, heisting all these trucks, making all this money. Come on, man. Listen, you don't fuck with them, man. One day Mayweather gonna go to get in this jet with the money team, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Mayweather. We were told not to. You know, we can't let you on. This is not yours anymore." IRS don't fuck around, yo. They don't fuck around, man. So, you know, I'm sure that, you know, he's got people talking to him, probably saying the same shit that we're talking about. So, okay, listen, when you get this McGregor check, just give him their old money. You know, give them the new money. So you don't get into that shit in trouble again, and then just fall back, bro, and take care of shit, you know? So it's going to be interesting to see what Conor goes with this. I mean, he's going to bring up the money. He's going to bring up the money. And remember, these press conferences can't be boring. People are expecting a fucking, if they say it's a circus, it's a freak show, people are expecting a fucking show. The Mac Life, bitch. We need to see the Mac Life, the Mystic Mac in full glory. Mayweather can hold his own on the microphone, too. He can hold his own, especially when he get mad. You know, because Mayweather can just say, all right, fuck this shit. When I see you on August 26th, I'm going to beat the shit out you. I was going to fucking coast with you and play with you. Now I'm going to beat the shit out of you. You know, he could just go that route and then just drop the mic, walk off. But he can't walk off. It's too high profile. Got to be a face-off. But what if in the face-off, Conor McGregor do this shit, you know, do this, you know, that, you know, and maybe do a little kick. That like kick me with a hat off, like just hit the brim, spin that shit around. Should be crazy, right? But I've often been known to have a very vivid imagination. So very early here in the daytime, we are fresh. Second cup of tea. You know. Please subscribe. T-Street Controversy, T-Street Controversy Live. Stay tuned. There's going to be press conference. Shit here all day, every day for all week. Oh, and we're covering Eubank Jr. versus Abraham. And the HBO card of Belchick versus Mayweather and Smith versus Barrera. So, yeah, it's a busy-ass week around here. T-Street Controversy, T-Street Controversy Live.